when you were a student?
Yeah, I set up my business when I was a student. If you are not ambitious,
Okay.
when you did not have permanent residence or citizenship, you are not going to be ambitious when you get it.
Okay.
It's not going to change. You don't need to have all these things to set up a business.
This is a powerful
It
statement.
wouldn't change.
Bienvenue sur ma chaîne, bienvenue sur la chaîne Welcome to Canada, What Next. Je m'appelle Marie-Agnès et aujourd'hui, je suis en présence d'un invité spécial, d'un invité particulier qui va non seulement nous parler de son parcours d'intégration ici en Alberta, mais également comment est-ce qu'il a fait pour quitter son emploi et créer sa compagnie, créer un business à succès. Aujourd'hui, j'ai un invité qui ne s'exprime pas en français. Nous allons faire l'interview en anglais. Et j'espère que les francophones qui sont sur la chaîne pourront avoir non seulement une idée de comment est-ce que ça se passe en Alberta, mais aussi profiter de l'immense expérience de notre invité. So, Richard, it's a great honor to have you on my channel today. I was telling my audience, my Zuschauer, that I have someone today who is not French, but I'm pretty sure that the experience and the knowledge that you will share with them today will benefit everybody.
Yeah, it's going to benefit everybody, absolutely.
It's going to benefit everybody. So why will someone quit their six-figure government job to start their own business? It's the question that everybody who is watching will probably ask himself, that why will Richard do that? And Richard is here today because he will share his amazing journey who defines, I would say, the resilience, the courage, and the vision of your vision.
Your vision, yeah.
Yes. And thank you, Richard, of being here today. And could you please tell us a little bit about yourself? Who is Richard? Where is coming from? What have you studied? Where did you study it? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, yeah, so thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Mari, for inviting me to your channel here. And I'm excited to be here today. So my name is Richard Adjei, and I'm originally from Ghana in West Africa.
Yeah.
So I've been on a, what is called a nomadic journey, right?
Yes.
I've been a nomad, right? Because right after high school in Ghana, I set it upon myself to study outside the country, right?
Okay.
So this did not come easy. So if you want to study overseas, first of all, there are two ways. You either have to get a scholarship to study without having to pay anything, or your parents have to have the money to be able to pay for the tuition fees.
Okay.
In my case, my parents don't have the money, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, how are you going to do it? So that is where information comes to play.
Okay.
In life, information is seasonal. One information can change your life.
Yeah.
So what I did was that I had friends that went to a high school where every single year, a lot of such students go to the top universities in the US, like MIT, Stanford, Harvard, and stuff like that, right? So I said, okay, guys, what's the secret? Like, how did these guys get into these schools?
Yeah.
And some of them get in there with full scholarship. They don't have to pay anything. So I'm like, okay, how do we do that? Because my parents don't have the money to be paying for that. Like, they can't pay for $30,000 school fees a year, $40,000 school fees a year, just for tuition fee. It doesn't include room and board and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I realized that if you write the American exam, which is SAT or ACT, and you do well, you can apply to schools in America and you can get funding.
Okay.
Scholarship, where you don't need to pay anything. Like, or you can just tell them, hey guys, I can only afford $1,000 a year.
Okay.
That's how much I can pay for my tuition.
Yeah.
And then they can give you a package and financial aid, everything for you to come in and study them. Right? So that was the opportunity that I took. So I used that to study. I applied to schools in the US and stuff, and in Germany. There was a school in Germany at the time. Again, it comes with information, right? Whereby this school was getting students from all over the world, over 100 countries coming in.
Okay.
But the catch is that it is a English university, and you have to write the American exam, which is the ACT or SAT. So took it upon myself to write that, and one.
Sorry to interrupt you. So that American exam, was it a language exam or just like to assess all your?
So the SAT is like it's called Scholastic Assessment Test, right?
Okay.
So all the high school students in America, anytime they want to go to college or university, they have to take that.
Okay.
Regardless of what you got in your high school scores and stuff. So it's a standardized test that is taken where they used to assess the students to see that everybody.
It will assess your level,
so your level
of education
English,
or
so it's high
the
school.
language.
So you are going to do English.
Yes.
You are going to do math.
Okay.
Right? So in English and math, right? So there's another one which is called the ACT, which is American College Test. That's the one I took, which has English, reading comprehension, science, reasoning, and math, right? That's the one I took, right?
Okay.
So I wrote that exam, and then that exam got me, I was able to get a scholarship. So I got schools in the US, but I preferred to go to Germany at the time, because at the time, the university was 3 years. Instead of 4 years, I needed to use 3 years to do it.
So for the undergrads?
From the undergrad. So my undergrad, I did not have to pay anything for my undergrad. My undergrad was free of charge, right?
Okay.
So I went to Germany, and then over there, I got to meet students from over 100 countries, right? And like I studied biochemical engineering there. Then from there, I came to Canada in 2007. So I've been in Canada for a long time. 2007, right? 2007. So the first place that I came was Edmonton, and I came to study environmental engineering at the University of Alberta, right?
But what motivated you to move from Germany to Canada? Because you could have stayed in Germany and do your master's, but why did you choose to move from Germany
So
to Canada?
I got there's a university in Germany called TU Hamburg, right? TU Hamburg. I got a master's program in environmental engineering and an MBA. So there's a combined
TU,
program.
for people who don't understand German, c'est l'université technique, is technical university.
So I got admission there, and like there's this program, Daimler Chrysler. It's like a company in German.
Who built car? We know that,
stuff,
Daimler.
Right? So, Daimler. So they wanted to. I got scholarship to stay there. I could have stayed there, and even my university in Germany, which is Jacobs University, right, also gave me scholarship at the time as well to stay there. But because I did not, again, to stay in Germany, my school in Germany was in English.
Yes.
So to stay in Germany, I needed to learn the German.
But you had to go, I mean, the university, the classes that you were taking there.
Everything's English.
Everything was English. So why did you decide to go to Canada? You could have stayed
Excellent, right?
There,
so
right?
The thing was that I felt that for me, first of all, I wasn't proficient in German.
Okay.
I have to learn the German, but I realized that there's going to be more opportunities for me either in the US or in Canada. As an immigrant, right? I mean, Germany is a beautiful place, nice place. Most of my classmates who stay there, they're doing well and stuff like that. But I felt that I would have gotten more opportunities here because a place like Canada is a country for immigrants. Everybody is an immigrant once upon a time. So that's why I chose to come here. And even as of my second year in Germany, in university, I was thinking about moving. Like I was already plotting the move.
You were there physically, but your soul was
somewhere else, right?
was here.
So yeah, but if I did not get into, so I got admission to come to Canada again. I got funding to come and do research and stuff like that. Again, all these things is information, right?
Yes.
I didn't need to pay for my tuition when I came to Canada, so I came in and I studied here, right?
Yeah.
But the plan was to move away from Germany. Yeah. So that's the thing. So I mean, Canada is
Yeah.
a land of opportunities. I mean, everywhere there's opportunities there, right? You
Okay.
just have to look, and then you can find it.
Okay,
Right, yeah.
so many of us, when we come here, we're struggling a lot in our first year. So for you, what was your challenge when you came here in Canada?
Okay.
Did you face any challenge?
So I would say that my situation was different because when I
Yeah.
came, I was a student. I was very young. I was like, 21,
Okay.
20. Like I was very young at the time. So it's a deep and when I came, like I was a student. So my goal was, okay, let me finish this program
yeah.
and do stuff. But
Okay.
during that time, I felt that there were business opportunities that showed up.
Even when you were a student?
Yeah, I set up my business when I was a student. As an
Okay.
international student.
Yeah.
I didn't have permanent residence at the time. I didn't have citizenship. You don't need to have all these things to set up a business.
You know what? This
Right?
is really good. And then I'm glad
Yeah.
that you mentioned that because
Yeah.
most of us,
Yeah.
we feel like we need to have our papers.
No, you
we
don't.
need to have a lot of money.
Okay.
We need to focus on the
So
job
one-
when we
one thing I'll
first
tell
move
you-
here.
one thing I'll tell you,
So
I-
I'm glad to
yeah.
have you here
Yeah.
today,
One thing
Richard.
I'm going
Yeah.
to say is that,
Okay.
I mean, it can be controversial, but I'm going to let you guys know. Like, the thing is, if you are not ambitious,
Okay.
when you did not have permanent residency or citizenship, you're not going to be ambitious when you get it.
Okay.
It's not going to change.
Wow.
It would not change.
This is a powerful statement.
It wouldn't change. There are people, listen, there are people that are...
Because we think that
No,
if we don't have papers, if we
it's
are
not gonna
not
change.
resident permanent,
No.
we cannot do
You can do it as
anything.
an international student. Like I was on a study permit, right?
Okay.
I was legal in the country, right?
Yeah.
But even with that, I was doing other jobs, right? I was looking for, because in my master's program, I was getting paid. I was paid every month.
Yeah.
But I did not just sit down and say, hey, I'm just going to use this money here. No, I was looking for opportunities, right? I was doing other jobs and stuff, trying to. So in 2008, that's when I came to Canada in 2007. I set up my business in 2008,
Wow.
just after 1 year,
Okay.
right? So that is something that it doesn't matter where you are. You can always set up a business, right?
Yeah.
And that's one thing that the immigrant does well. So the immigrant.
But you don't need to know the system in order to maybe identify the gaps and see what solution can you provide to people in need. Because they always say that business is providing a solution.
Yeah.
But if you say when you come, you don't need to have paper, because when you have your PR, it means that you have been here for a certain number of
number of
years,
time, yeah,
right? And then
exactly,
you at least know the system. You have you took time to identify the gaps and the needs, but you only after a year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so the thing is that you have to hang out with the right people. right?
Okay.
So when you come to a country, what you need to do is that one thing that immigrants do is that they tend to stick to people from
they
their
stick
own
together.
country.
Yeah.
Right? You know, sometimes those guys might not offer you anything, right? I mean, I've met people whereby there are people that when you meet,
Yeah.
one information they can give you can save you 10 years of stress.
Struggle and
Struggle.
stress. Yeah.
Right? One information, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've met a lot of people where, like in my company, so my company, by the way, is Mobile Tutors. So I set up an education company, right?
Yeah.
So why did I set up that company? So when I came to Canada is an education company in 2007. In 2008, what I did was I got an opportunity to work for a learning center at the time, right?
Okay.
Learning center is like a place
As a
where
part-time job,
as
as
a
a
part-time job.
student.
I
Okay.
didn't need a job, but I needed money, right?
Okay.
I said, okay, hey, how do I make more money, man?
Yeah.
How do I make more money? So that's why I did. So during those times, I got an opportunity to work out. There's a place called like Oxford Learning Center. I worked there, and I tried to, like, you know. So again, you look at what you're doing and stuff,
Yeah.
and then so in business. Every new business, like you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right?
Yes.
There are things that you just have to tweak, re-engineer, and make it work, right? Facebook or Meta is not new. Before Facebook, there was MySpace, there was High Five, there was
Yeah,
a
I
whole lot of
remember
other
High
things.
Five.
It's not new. It's not new. High Five, it makes me sound like I'm old, right?
Yeah,
So
I
I mean, like,
remember.
it's not new, right? So what Mark Zuckerberg did was to tweak it and make it different.
Yeah.
Right? And then blow up from there. That's what you do, right? So as a business...
But you should have an idea, right? Because
idea...
like when you say you have to tweak it, you have to bring something new, right?
And so you have to make it better, right?
Yes.
So for me, with Mobile Tutors, what I did, this was before Uber and before DoorDash and Uber Eats and all this thing, the convenient stuff that we have right now. So I figured that most of the time, like, parents have to drive their kids from school to a learning center.
Okay.
Like Kumon, people know about Kumon. It's Kumon and stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes here in Alberta, sometimes the weather is crazy. Like you can be in snow, minus 30 and stuff like that. You are driving and you are fighting traffic. So when you go to the learning centers, usually it's a small place.
Yes.
There's no place for parents to sit. You either have to sit in your car, burn your gas, or you have to go to a coffee shop. If you don't want to buy coffee, you have to spend money and buy coffee. So realize, okay, this is too much stress. I mean, even apart from that, the driving to the place is stressful.
Yeah, the
traffic, and sometimes the road is slippery. Like, it's stressful. So you say, okay, let's create a convenient service whereby the tutors or the teachers can come to the student's home.
Okay.
Right? And make it easier. So you don't need to drive, you don't need to do anything. A teacher comes to your home. It's like a coach.
Okay.
So when I was in Ghana, those times we used to have teachers that come to
our house. So even in Cameroon we have that.
So I'm like, why don't I set up something similar here where it's so... Those times when people call us and they say, yeah, we come to your home, they say, what? You come to our home? Yes, we come to your home.
Okay.
Right? You come to your home or we meet you at a library, anywhere that you want to meet, right? That kind of thing. So that's where we start. So I used to do some of the tutoring myself. I used to teach, like, because of my background in engineering and science. So I used to do science, math, engineering courses, and I got students together.
Okay.
In the graduate school and then in undergrad, I started hiring them because we realized that most of our clients started asking, hey, do you guys do social? Do you do Spanish? Do you do English? Do you do other things? And we say, okay, wait a minute, we have to find a way to get other people involved. So that's how we expanded. So right now we have over 300 tutors across the country. We operate in Alberta, BC, Ontario, and all across Canada, right?
Oh my God.
So we do both in-person and online tutoring, right?
Okay.
So that is the thing. So you have to start. So in a business, in any business, you have to stay in for the long haul, right? And an idea is worth $1. An idea is worth nothing.
Okay.
All what matters is execution. You can have an idea, I can have an idea. If we don't execute it, it's not worth it.
Okay.
Right?
So I'll stop you a little bit because I have tons of questions.
Yeah, sure.
So first, you told me that you realized that you could also set up a business, kind of business similar to what we had back home, like the tutor comes to your home, right? So that was one issue. But when you started that business, what was the motivation? What was the trigger? Did you start it because you were passionate about teaching, or did you start it because you want to make a little bit of cash? What was the motivation behind that?
So motivation was that I was passionate about teaching, and I had gotten an opportunity to work at a learning center.
Okay.
And I realized what they were doing there, and I didn't like the way they were doing their business.
Okay.
Right? Because the learning center is a place where every student have paid for one-on-one service.
Okay.
But they do not get that. They get group teaching.
Okay.
Which is not personalized. So I said, okay, let's create a business where we have personalized tutoring, right?
Okay.
Which is like a coach. It's just like you have a personal trainer that comes to your home to coach you. It's different from going to the gym and having a whole bunch of guys, right?
Yeah.
So personal trainer or personal coach is someone that comes in and helps you with your schoolwork and everything that you need to do, study skills, organizational skills, all that kind of stuff. And then what we used to do, what we do is that we pair them up with role models. So for instance, if a student wants to study engineering in university, we can get them an engineering student or an engineer to go teach them, to motivate them, right? So that they can be passionate about it. So what I would like to tell you in business is that you don't go into business because you want to make money.
Okay.
You go into business because you have some kind of passion, and there is also demand in what you're doing, right? So businesses, like to start a business, there's something that I call mini experiments. You don't need to go.
But did you do any market assessment? How did you know that there is this demand? Because you say you just look how the center was doing, and then you said,
that's
okay,
the thing,
you
right?
provide this service.
You see, the thing is that most people, especially those that have gone to school, gone to school a lot, those guys are very risk averse. They want to do all the market assessment, all the business plans, all the... Listen,
you know,
you don't need
in
all
French,
this
we call it long crayon. Like, you study a lot,
you
like
don't
the pen
need all
is
these
so
things,
long, and
right?
then you...
I mean, there's merit to that. You don't need all that stuff. You don't need... It's about executing and starting, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to get it started.
Okay.
Right? Obviously, you can do business and checking, see how many clients you can get and stuff like that. But you always have to start. Starting is very important, right? Because for me, when I started, like I was a broke student. We used to, advertising was $30. I started a company with registration of the company was, I think it was $50 at the time, and $30 was the first advertising on Kijiji.
Okay.
So you don't need big money to start something, but you have to start, and then you can go from there.
But
right?
for students, it's kind of sensitive because working with kids, there are some requirements. I know even when we want to do volunteer in schools, they will ask you for your background check, criminal record, and stuff like that. So, how did you?
So for tutoring services, it's not regulated, right? We don't have regulation. So, but what you need to do is that every tutor that we hire has to go through background check.
Okay.
So obviously you have to go through background, so you have to go do police check.
I mean, for yourself, when you started the business,
of course you have to do background check.
Were you not scared that people will not trust you with them? With the kids?
No, I mean, it's about results. When we go, we always assure the client that anybody that is coming to their home is has gone through background check. We've done check on the person to make sure that their degree is correct. Everything we check, we do thorough background check and do interviews and stuff, right?
Yeah.
However, when we go inside, so we have our ability where if a client comes to you, if you go to a client's home, there has to be a parent or adult at home at all times. As long as the student is younger than 18. If it's 18 years, then you don't need an adult supervision, right?
Okay.
So at the end of the day, is the results. The results speaks for themselves, right?
Okay.
If you come in and you teach a student and they do well, that client will refer you to their friends and family.
Yes.
And then by the time you see, you are building clients, right? So that is how business works. You have to start from somewhere. Sometimes it's going to start slow, sometimes it's going to start fast and stuff like that, right? So that is the key.
Okay.
Right?
So we jump to the business right away, but we skip the professional, your background, part, right? So when you came here, after you finished university, you found a job, right? You were working for the government.
Yeah, that's the
so
my first job. So my first job is when I finished environmental engineering. I got a job at EPCO, right? I worked there as an engineer at the time. I worked there for some time, and then from there, I moved to the government of Alberta. I went to the environment department. So
you had your business. You were building your business.
I've had my business for. You should not quit your business because of a 9-to-5 job.
Okay,
no, never do
that's
that.
another powerful statement.
Never ever
you should
do
never
that.
ever quit
never,
your
ever
job.
Do, because listen, let me tell you something. Like your job. Listen,
when we come here, the first thing is to find a job.
Yeah, you can
right?
find a job. That's great. Yeah, that's great.
And then we don't know that we can do both at the same time, right?
So other communities, right? If you look at other communities like the Indians especially, right? When the Indians come here, they realize that they have accent and language barrier and stuff like that. They don't even worry about getting 9-to-5. They set up businesses. You can see they have a pizza shop. They have this, right? They go, those are the millionaires in the country.
Yes, that's
the
true.
guys, if you look on your streets, the guys that are driving the expensive cars, they are either Indians or Chinese. These guys have businesses, right? So it's about, if, I know that in the African culture and stuff, like in Ghana, I'm sure in other French African countries, parents tell you go to school, work hard, and get a job.
Yes.
Right?
It's
That's
the mindset.
That's the mindset. So when you come, it's like, I want the job, that's great. The job is great, but
and we put all our energy, effort
So
to find a job,
what
right?
you do is that you need to, if you have a side gig, like when I used to work in the government, like government of Alberta, over there with the environment department and stuff, all my colleagues, they had a side gig.
Okay.
Everybody had a side gig, right? But it depends on how you can turn the side gig into a proper business.
Okay.
Where it can make you enough money that can even cover, replace your income, right? So I'll give you an example. When I first got my first job, engineering job, right? At the time, that was in 2010, right? My first job, it was, at the time I was like, okay, should I continue doing my business? Should I quit this and focus on the job? And I was like, no, I don't have to do that. I have to do both, right? So you can do both. It's about time management. We have 24 hours in a day. So let me tell you something crazy. So we have everybody. It's like a corporation, right? In corporations, you have 24 shares. That makes up a corporation. So every single individual on earth is a corporation. Okay. So you have 24 shares, right? However, if you're working a 9 to 5, usually you are giving 8 hours to your employer. And then during, and you do, like, when you're going to work, you have to prepare, get ready, and do other stuff. You have to commute to work and back. That's like 2 hours. So your job has taken 10 hours of your time, right? And they say that regular sleeping time is 8 hours. So 10 plus 8 is what? 18, right? How many hours is left? You only have 6 hours, right? And that's 6 hours. You have to take some to spend time with your family. And maybe if you have kids, you have to take them to soccer, take them. So you realize that your job or your 9 to 5 is the major shareholder of your organization, right? So if you ever leave your 9 to 5, you are now going to take back your time, right?
But in order to leave the 9 to 5, you should have something set up that can replace your income, right?
Of course, you have to do that.
You will not just...
No, you don't just leave. No, of course, you don't just leave. You have to set up something that can replace your income, right? And you have to work at it. So what you do is that you work your 9 to 5 and you spend the time building that business. Okay. When it gets to a certain time and you realize that, hey, this business is growing, I need to give it more 100% attention, you can do that, right? Okay. I was doing it for a long time because I had guys, I employed other guys to do the job. And then I was in management, right? And I built systems. So in my business, I build my business like a franchise model, whereby I build systems where if somebody from outside comes, they can look at those systems and run the business without me being there, right? So those are the things. So you start from somewhere, but you always have to make sure that, okay, once you leave, that business can cover your stuff. And sometimes you don't need to wait for, there's nothing perfect, there's no perfect timing.
But
right?
what kept you going? Because we agree that when you start your business won't be profitable from day one. It can take like 1 to 2 or 3 years until you can see some kind of results, right? But at the same time, you have your job, you have the pressure that we know here in this country, and most of us, we are giving up. So what kept you going? Did you believe that your business can be this successful in the point where you don't need your 9 to 5 anymore? So what kept you?
So the thing is that going back to the first one that I talked about, like, it's not about money, it's about passion first, right? You have to be passionate about what you're doing and delivering superior service, right? Once you deliver superior service and you stay in for the long haul, now you're going to be a household name. And everybody's going to know about your business, and you are going to get referrals from friends and family and clients that have used your service. So in everything, in any business, setting up a business is not easy. I will not tell you setting up a business is easy. It requires work.
Because when you talk, it sounds really
it's not easy,
right?
Like, you have to be passionate, right? And business is not for everybody, right? It's not everybody that can be an entrepreneur, right? Some people are cut out to be employees, that's fine, right? But that is how it is. So as a business, you have to be passionate because in bad times, what is going to hold you in the business for long is your passion.
Okay.
Because the money can dry out. Yeah, money can dry out, but passion is what is going to hold you to the end, right? Yeah. So, and you should not be the type where, because if you're a 9 to 5 employee, your mindset is like, okay, I do a job, I get paid.
Okay.
But in business, sometimes
you might
paid. Advertise, you don't get paid. You don't get results for your advertising and stuff. But it's staying in for the long haul because you know that at the end of the day, and then once you get feedback from your clients that, hey, we love your service, we are doing that keeps you going.
So now, what brought you to trading? So was it the passion? Was it the financial freedom? Was it because you want to try something else? So switching from mobile to finance.
Yeah.
So what was
education?
So
they are all education industry, right? So basically, what I did, so during the pandemic, right? Like we had a lot of time. We were working from home. You don't have to commute, right? Like usually you have to commute in 1 hour because you have to dress up, you have to get your lunch ready, you have to drive and all that stuff back and forth. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, I took it upon myself to learn a new skill.
Okay.
Right. So a couple of years ago, I was watching a podcast, and one of the entrepreneurs was talking about businesses that are recession-proof, businesses that are always going to get demand. And he mentioned 4 sectors.
Okay.
One of them is education.
Okay.
Like things to do with kids' education, university, anything to do with education, right? Because you need that to get your degrees, to get your diplomas, to be able to go find a job, right? So, so even if there's a recession, there's going to be even when there's recession, most people go back to school.
That's true. Right? We saw that, right?
So yeah, exactly. And then next one sector is finance, money, things to do with money, right? And the third one is healthcare, things to do with people's health, like maybe fitness, maybe weight loss or health in general. Because health is what, like if you are not healthy, you can't do anything. You can't run a business. You cannot do 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
And then the last one, which was striking, was animals. Animals. Right? Veterinary animals. Because here it's crazy.
Could not believe that
animals. There are 4. Yes,
wow.
4. Right? I went to
I learned something today.
I went to an award ceremony. Like my company won the Consumer Choice Award for being the best tutoring company in Northern Alberta, right?
Yeah.
So we went to the award ceremony, and I met one entrepreneur who owns like a pet business.
Yeah.
Right. So what they do is that if you have a dog, they specialize in dogs. If you have a dog and the dog is misbehaving, you can call them and then they can come and coach your dog and stuff. So that thing hit my eye. I said, oh wow, hey, that's a business, right?
Yeah.
That's a business. And the man said he's been doing it for 25 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, been doing it for 25 years. So there are areas where you can do a business, right? But what I would say is that the reason why most businesses fail is that in order to set up a business, so what I do, right? In order to set up a business, I do what is called mini experiments, right? So for instance, with Trading Rich, back to your question, with Trading Rich was that what I did was I said, okay, I wanted to learn about trading and investing. So, I mean, the first time I was just listening to people online, getting information from them, and I realized that no, this does not work this way, right?
Okay.
So I lost money, right? But I said, no, I'm not going to stop because I see the opportunity, right? The financial markets is the only place where there isn't discrimination. There's no discrimination.
Okay.
Jeff Bezos, no, Elon Musk is a billionaire. If Elon Musk buys, let's say, 1 billion shares of Tesla and makes 50% return from it, and I buy $1,000 of Tesla, we are all going to make 50%. It's just that Elon Musk put in bigger amount of money and I put 1,000 in it. But our return is the same percentage, right? So that's when I realized that, like this is something that, because in our communities, usually everybody, especially those who work from 9 to 5, anytime they want to set up a business, the first thing is real estate, right? First is real estate or something. So nobody talks about like the financial markets, right?
It's not because we were not we didn't
Yeah.
grow up with
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
financial education.
Yeah.
It's not because we were not in contact with this word, this financial world.
Yeah. No, it's lack of knowledge, right? Lack of
Yeah.
information, because we don't have that information. It's not something that is typical, because
Yeah.
the wealthiest people in this world, if you go to Forbes, their money is in the stock market.
Okay.
It's not in real estate.
But what are the
Right.
common mistakes? Because when we immigrants think, most of us think about finance, stock,
Yeah,
and
risk,
all
yeah,
these things.
yeah.
They think that those stocks, markets is only like Ponzi scheme. People don't want to take time to educate themselves.
It's taking time to educate yourself, because in
We just
everything-
want to get rich quick. So
Get rich, there's nothing like get rich quick in anywhere, right? You have to take time to educate. Like for me, I've spent 5 years
okay.
learning about the markets, right? So I used to tell my friends, I used to joke that I'm doing my PhD in financial markets, right? So I'm learning about it. So what I also do is that I also took mentorship. Most people, what they do, they want to go on YouTube and wing it and
Yeah.
get things for free. You should not do things like that.
Okay.
Because in the markets, there's a lot of money to be made in the market,
Okay.
right? You can make, as a matter of fact, you can make someone's yearly 9 to 5 in one day.
Yes.
Right? You can make that money in one day in the financial market if you know what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So it's the great equalizer, right? That's something that can help you if you learn that skill. It's a high value skill. You can make money anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, if you know how to use the financial market, you can be in Lomé, you could be in Accra, you could be in Yaoundé, and be chilling.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't like, it's is the only business where all what you need is what you know and your computer. You don't have to deal with people.
Yeah.
Right?
But when you started this business, or when you started
Yeah.
learning this new skill, in your mind, were you thinking of manage the skills so that you can quit your job and only live from this? Was that clear that you want to go learn these skills because you want to be financially independent later?
Exactly. Because that's something where when I started, I mean, I'm a business person. I have a business, right?
Yeah.
So I built that business to like $1 million level, right?
Yeah.
But when I started learning about the financial markets, I said, hey, I wish I knew this when I came to Canada the first time.
Okay.
How come nobody told me about this?
Okay.
All what I hear about is real estate, right?
Yeah.
How come? Because in 2008, we got the great financial crisis. At the time, Apple shares was $3. If
Yeah.
someone had told me that Apple shares went up to 300, it would have been 100x return.
Yeah.
I could have afforded it, $3. I was working. I could have invested in that. But nobody taught me that because I don't have the information. And your circle of friends, you don't have those guys that know those things, so you don't know, right? So
Okay.
what I would say is that, the financial market is a place where everybody needs to learn how to, because that is how you can grow your investment.
Okay.
If you are doing 9 to 5, it's not putting your money in the bank, because the bank is not going to give you any kind of interest. Even the financial advisors in the bank, you go, they tell you, get GIC, get this.
Yeah.
That's just laughable, because you're not going to get any kind of returns. But in the financial markets is where the money is.
Okay.
I realized that if I'm able to get that skill set, the sky is the limit.
Yes.
I take back my time.
Now, what is Trading Rich Academy? What do you do?
Okay. So
Yeah.
Trading Rich Academy is a place where I coach individuals
Okay.
who want to learn and understand the financial markets.
Okay.
I know that they make it confusing, but I demystify it.
Okay.
Because my background, remember, I have an education company.
Yes.
I personally, in Edmonton, I've gone to students, over 200 students. I've taught them before, right?
Okay.
Some of my students, they are now doctors and engineers, business people and stuff, like
Yeah.
over the years, right? So I have the passion for education,
Yeah.
right? And what I realized, so I took mentorship from millionaire traders and stuff like that. After learning from all these guys, I sat down and I put together a course that breaks down the stuff.
Yeah.
And I always tell people that I wish when I was learning, I got a teacher like this.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm not saying it because of this, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it because, like,
maybe we should bring one of your students here next time, so that they can,
because so they can check out our website, tradingrich.com. So we have a comprehensive program where I take you from kindergarten to university.
Okay.
Right? So the course covers from kindergarten to university.
So kindergarten means someone with
no idea.
Zero idea.
You've never heard about the word stock before.
Okay.
So you don't need to come with experience, right? And that is even better, right?
Yeah,
Because
okay.
sometimes if people come with experience, they always have bad habits.
Yeah.
That's the one stop, right? That's the thing, right? So, that's what I do. So basically, I take individuals where they want to get passive income. They have 9-to-5s.
Okay.
Or they have businesses.
Yeah.
But they want to learn another skill, just like me. They want to learn another skill to make extra income.
Yeah.
And also know how to invest their money.
Yeah.
So if someone makes like, let's say you have 100,000 and you want to invest it, most people don't know what to do. They go to a bank, to financial advisor, right? But now you'll be able to know what to do, so that even if you go to your financial advisor, you can have a very good conversation with them.
Exactly.
Because you have the knowledge, right? And then, so I teach individuals how to invest in the stock market. I also teach them how to trade. Short-term oriented trading, day trading.
What about
everything.
the risk? Because that's the part where we
Example. Yeah.
immigrants are the most scared of.
So
we don't want to lose.
Listen, every single thing in life is a risk.
Okay.
Right? Like today, I was driving here. It's a risk.
That's true. Yeah.
You walking on the street or from your house to a park is a risk. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to take a risk, everything in life is a risk, right? Going to school is also a risk. You take a risk, right? Because you're taking a risk because you have a mindset of, okay, you've been promised that when you finish the degree,
You'll get a
you're
good
going to
job.
get a job.
Yeah.
So it's a risk. So if you don't get a job, what happens?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
every single thing is a risk. But what we do at Trading Rich is that we teach about risk management, which is very important, because risk management is important so that you don't do crazy things and blow your money, right?
So why do you think financial education is important for us immigrants?
Yeah, so financial education is very important in the sense that that is very essential, especially when you come to a new country. You have to understand the financial system. So in Canada and most of the Western world is a credit system, right?
Yeah.
So you want to understand how the credit system works so that you can use that to your benefit. Also, it's important to know how to invest, because sometimes you can get a lump sum of money and you don't know what to do with it, especially if you are not educated in it, right? So now you go to a financial advisor, and most financial advisors, what they do is that they sell you products that they know of. They sell you mutual funds, they sell you GICs. I mean, those things, you can make some returns on that, but that's just small returns, right? So at Trading Rich, what we do is that we teach individuals how to make their own investments, right? Based on the knowledge that they have, using the power of the financial markets, which is the stock market, to make those investments.
And
right?
they also have control on
You have
their
control.
investment.
You also have control over your investment. You don't need anybody doing it for you. Because with mutual funds, what happens with mutual funds is that there's a lot of fees attached to mutual funds.
Okay.
They are padded. There's a lot of fees. So if you are investing in mutual funds, you are paying a lot of fees, like manager fees and all that type of stuff. But most people don't know about it, so they just go and then they invest because they don't know what to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, if I decide to join your Trading Rich Academy, so how much is it and what do I get for my money?
Okay, so at Trading Rich, we basically have our flagship program, which is called the 4 Weeks to Trading Rich program. So that program is a program where I teach you from, like, assuming that you don't know anything about the stock market, like you've never heard the word stock before,
Yeah.
right? I teach you from kindergarten and I take you to university, right? So from the scratch.
Yeah.
So you go through the course, it's an on-demand course, you go through it, and then you are going to be part of a mastermind of like-minded people where we share a lot of information. Also, you get 3 months complimentary access to my trade signals, right? Which I do every single week. So that could be a passive income for you on a weekly basis, right? So far, our win rate in that program at the signal service is 90% win rate, right? So we win more than we lose, right? So and we manage our risk. So even when we lose, the loss is a loss that you were planning to take anyway. It's something called professional loss. Example, if you're making an investment, you say, hey, I'm putting in $1,000, but I only want to lose $100.
Yeah.
That's called professional loss because you already precondition your mind that I'm willing to lose this $100. So a professional loss
there is no way you can lose
more than that, right? So you set your loss level right from the get-go. So your mind is already programmed that, hey, I'm going to lose $100 anyway. So immediately you enter it, you know that. But if your loss exceeds the professional loss, then that is a loss, right? Because you have to take some risk to be able to get something. So usually that 100% loss price, you are going to get the risk to reward is higher. Sometimes we get 2x return, 3x return on investment, right? That means that you put in 1,000, you could have made 2,000, or you could have made 3,000, whichever one it is. So those are things that we teach in the course, and the course is 1,997 USD, which is approximately 2,000 USD, and you have lifetime access to the course. You don't have to pay again, and you can learn in the community. And so if you are interested in that, you join our community. First, join our free community. And then if you want to purchase the course, we can set up a special discovery call with me once you join. And then because you are part of Marie's YouTube, you are hearing from YouTube, we are going to give you a special promo code that you can use to get 500 USD off. We don't usually give this kind of discount, but I know Marie talked to me to help you guys so that you guys can gain the knowledge, right? So
and to see something else, because when we come here, we just think about getting a job.
So try it out. Try it out. So
and then
so if you are there and you say, hey, you know what? Maybe I got laid off from work, or I want to learn something new. This is an opportunity for you.
Yes.
Right? This is an opportunity for you because we are going into a time when, based on my forecast of the markets, I think that the U.S. economy is going to go into a recession soon, right? I mean, you are hearing here for the first time, right? So the U.S. economy is going into a recession sometime in 2026, right? Because right now we live in what is called, I call it the bubble, the everything bubble. The stock market is at all-time highs. Crypto market is at all-time highs. Real estate is all-time highs. Gold and precious metals are at all-time highs. There is only 3 times in history that has happened. And anytime gold is at all-time highs together with the stock market, it is not a good sign. It's always very bad. It turns out to be very bad. So we could get something, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but we could get something like 2008 financial crisis coming out. So I'm just letting you guys know. So, but when this happens, the guys that understand the market are going to make a lot of money, right? Like this Friday, the market sold off everybody. The uneducated, they are crying. But I'm happy, right? Because I made a lot of money from it, right? Yeah, so that's the thing, right? So it's about gaining the knowledge, and then with the knowledge, you can forecast what is coming, and then you can take advantage of that. So that is what I want to offer you guys. If you come in, it's about, being part of the community and also learning. So that's my main goal, to help individuals take back their time and get their freedom.
Okay,
right?
But why do I sign with you and not with somebody else? What do you offer me that I cannot find somewhere else?
So I've had individuals, right? I've had individuals who have taken other courses where they have paid $10,000. And they didn't learn 20% of what my course covers. It's a very comprehensive course. And also, you are part of a community that is like-minded, right? So you get accessibility, right? If you contact me and you need help, I can help you, right? But if you go and join other communities where there are 5,000 people, nobody cares about you. You're on your own, right? Kind of thing. So that's the thing. So it's about you learning the right information. Which is important, right? Once you learn the right information and you see it work, in action, then you are going to believe that this is it, right? Because I have taken mentorship from millionaire traders and investors. And what I did because of my background as an engineer and that scientific engineering background was to analyze everything. And then I have created my own course, which is completely different from what I learned from my mentors, whereby I make it easy for people to understand. So if you want to accelerate your learning in the markets, within 3 months, within 6 months, you don't want to cut corners, you don't want to go and get free YouTube videos, you pay for mentorship and you get help, right?
Okay.
I paid more than 40,000 USD to know what I know because I wanted to learn it at a fast pace. I didn't want to spin my wheels. I didn't want to go to YouTube, jumping from YouTube to YouTube channel. No, I wanted to learn from a mentor, right? And somebody that I can contact if I'm in trouble, right? If you have issues or something, you can contact and then we can help you out.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
So last thing, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
So
with first mobile tutoring and then Trade Rich Academy.
With mobile tutors, what we are looking to do is that we are looking to eventually go into, like, we eventually want to incorporate AI into our tutoring services. Actually, we are building an AI system, like an AI tutor, that's going to help individuals, like students, right? Which is going to be more 24/7. Like, which is like customized version. It's not like ChatGPT, but something that is customized version that can help students, right? Like 24/7, they can go, which is tailored to the school syllabus, right? If it's Alberta curriculum, we have some for Alberta curriculum. If you have some for Ontario, Quebec, whatever it is, we set that one up, and then students can go and then get the help that they need, right? So that's something that we want to incorporate into our system to help us, like, make our programs more accessible to the masses as well, right? And then for Trading Rich, my goal is to spread the gospel of investing and trading, right? Because that's something that is missing in our community, because in our community, most people, what they know about is to, okay, you have like your 9 to 5, you come home, then, or when you have some money, you can invest it in real estate, right? Real estate is great. I own real estate as well, but I think that the financial markets and real estate can work very well, whereby you make money from the financial markets, which is cash flow, right? The money comes in, you can invest it into real estate, you don't need the money right now, and you use that to preserve your wealth. Also, one important factor is buying businesses, right? Whereby individuals can use some of that money to buy business. There's a lot of baby boomers that are looking to sell their businesses. All what you need to do is to identify them, go to them, talk to them, and say, hey, maybe, example, laundromats at critical locations, like places where there are apartments and stuff like that. Those laundromats make a killing, right?
But you need also financial education to recognize those potential good businesses, because if you just go out and buy random businesses,
so you
the
can,
likelihood to fail.
No. These businesses have been in motion for years. Some of these folks, they've been running the business for 30 years, 40 years. These are old people. Right? Old people. Like recently, I approached one laundromat owner, right? Like many years ago, like, I approached him. The guy is old. I used to go there. I used to personally go there to use their laundromat when in the apartment, those times, right? So you can approach them and then you can talk to them and say, even if you are not an expert, you can get somebody that knows about the business, right? And go and then look into things and help you out. But those businesses are legacy businesses that have been running for years. All what you need to do is when you come in, you can tweak it a little bit, modernize it a little bit, and then boom, you are gone, right? Those are the things. So the main thing is to spread the gospel of investing and trading to empower individuals to take their life back and take back control and reach financial freedom.
Wow.
Right? So that's the key part, right? One thing too is that as individuals, what we need to do is that we need to invest in alternative education. Alternative education is not like the regular school work where you're going to do masters or PhD in something. That's great, but alternative education is something that is not taught in school, right? Like learning about, example, like social media, learning about this, and you can set up an agency, right? There's places like Fiverr that you can go where you can start selling your services, and then from there, one thing leads to the other, right? Even if you don't know about the stuff, you can be one guy that used to manage our marketing for my company, Mobile Tutors. The guy dropped out of high school, and you know what he did? He went into digital advertising. So digital advertising, so basically what he used to do was that he hired, you know, website developers and things from Pakistan, India, and stuff. So he used to outsource the work, and then he has guys here who are just managers talking to the clients.
Wow.
So he had clients like, you know, like Epcor, Coca-Cola, and that kind of thing. So sometimes companies like Coca-Cola, the guy was charging $50,000 a month for advertising, right?
Wow.
So you're bringing in business. So there are a lot of things that could be done, right? But it's about gaining the knowledge and also being the right circle of influence with the right people.
And
right?
And having also an open mind.
Open
right?
mind. And also, you should also, every single day, you should plan to be 1% better than what you were previously. You should read books, right?
Yeah.
Example, like one of the books that as an entrepreneur that I read that changed my mindset was called The Millionaire Fast Lane by M.J. DeMarco. Like it just shifted my mindset like this, like a reset. It reset my brain, right? So read such books to help you out, and also you can read. There are a lot of books out there that you can read, right? But I'll provide Marie with a number of them that you guys can look at for. And again, you can get something like Audible on Amazon. It's $10 a month. You can listen to audiobooks whilst you are driving, dropping off your kid in school, in daycare and stuff. You are learning new stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I hope this was helpful, and we hope to do this again.
Thank you so much, Richard.
And we can
we can stay here until tomorrow, but you have stuff to do. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. And nice to chat with you guys. We hope to do this again. Let's do something else, maybe a masterclass or something for the people, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye. Merci beaucoup d'avoir suivi la vidéo. C'était une manière alternative de s'intégrer ici au Canada. Merci Richard. Et on se retrouve sur une prochaine vidéo. Bye.
Bye.